Hi, Lucas. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to understand the problems that are bringing you in so that I can help you more effectively. I want to know about your experience and ideas. And so I'm going to ask you some questions about what's going on and how you're dealing with it. And please remember that there are no right or wrong answers.
Sounds good.
So, in your words, what brings you in today?
Just like having issues with checking, and you know, uh, it almost feels like OCD, and issues with like, you know, making sure my hygiene and everything is good, like over hand sanitizing, over hand washing, especially with pandemic and everything. But the checking is like, with stove or like, I don't know, making sure the door is locked and things like that.
And people have very different ways of describing problems, especially from doctors. So, how do you describe your problem?
For me, I guess, like I said, I feel like it's like OCD. It displays, with different checks that I have to constantly, kind of recheck. And then with the hygiene, it's like just never knowing if I'm good, whether I need to like re-hand sanitize or re-hand wash. Just not feeling safe.
Mm. So I'm hearing you say that you have been diagnosed by a doctor
Yeah,
with OCD
yeah,
and that you also feel that that
yeah.
applies
That
to you.
fits. Yeah.
Mm. What troubles you the most about your problem?
Just the way it gets in, like how it gets in the way of my life of just constantly having to recheck. It's like one thing to check the stove, but it's another thing of like not being sure what I saw that it's off and having to constantly relook at it. For instance, as one example.
How long ago did these symptoms start presenting?
Like 6 years ago.
And do you have any sense of what might have triggered that at the time?
I don't really. I've tried to look into that, but I don't.
Have friends, family, community members made any suggestions to you as to what might have been factors that have contributed to what you're experiencing?
Not really. I mean, a lot of people see me, I guess, as a cautious kind of person, but in terms of the amount that I check and things like that, I'm not really. People haven't been able to identify the cause.
What kinds of supports are you receiving for the OCD?
I've gone to a therapist before, who helped diagnose me and like give me ways to, help with it.
Friends, family?
Not really. No, it's no more of a therapist thing.
Are there any sources of, um, are there any things that cause the OCD to be exacerbated, or um, what sort of things make you stressed?
I guess things that make me stressed are situations where I guess it's more out of my control and out of my comfort zone, such as like, I don't know, I enjoy camping, but if I go to do that, there's like a lot of responsibility, a lot of things you got to remember, like physically things, like I remember my car keys so I can get back there and like, you know, I don't know, leave the place that I'm at, so if I like, I'm afraid of like losing my car keys, for instance, and other things that are important to the adventure.
Hmm. Switching gears a little bit, what are some of the most important aspects to you about your identity?
Speaking of adventure, I guess like just adventure, but also like safety and um, yeah, just like knowing where I'm going, knowing what I'm doing, but also being able to experience something new and different.
Hmm. What sorts of things have you done to on your own to cope with OCD?
On my own, nothing really, to be honest, because I didn't know how to tackle it. But with with help, my therapist, different exposure techniques.
Has there been anything that's prevented you from getting the help that you need?
Just money, makes it hard. It's expensive to get the right treatment. I've gone to different therapists, and they're okay, but when I found the right one, it was just expensive.
Absolutely, I can see how that could be really difficult. Um, so let's talk some more about the help that you need. What kinds of help do you think that would be most useful to you at this time for OCD?
I guess someone to help, like keep me like just accountable to the exposure techniques and help to like keep it creative with assisting in developing those.
And are there any other types of help that family, friends, anyone in your community have recommended that you try to be additional supports?
Not really. People, it's hard for people to understand the problem. I think,
Yeah.
a lot of people are just like, get over it and like, stop being ridiculous, like all that type of stuff. So it's kind of hard. It's a little bit of a different type of issue.
I see. Sometimes doctors and patients misunderstand each other because they come from different backgrounds or have different expectations. Is there anything about our time together today that has been concerning? And is there anything that we can do to provide you with the care that you need?
Not really. I feel like, it's nice how you explored all the different, maybe looking at the root causes and then also how I feel about it, not just like what the diagnosis, you know what I mean? Like, especially because I have been diagnosed, but I liked how you asked, about how I describe the problem. And I thought that was, different and meaningful.
Well, Lucas, thank you again for coming in today. Really looking forward to our continued work together. I really think I'm going to be able to help support you on this journey.
Thank you.